Hey people, I'm going to talk about one of my defects today. I have a prejudice. I've always been most prejudiced against fat. That's my biggest prejudice. And I think prejudice is healthy. I think it's healthy for all human race. But I've seen this one lately in the news talking about she thinks the world should be more accommodating for fat people. Her Lyft driver couldn't pick her up. And I think she should be more accommodating when she called in to warn them that, hey, I weigh 500 pounds. You have to send a big ass truck for me. She'd be going on some talk shows saying that we should be more accommodating. And if all Lyft drivers could accommodate her, then everybody's price would go up. All Lyft drivers would have to drive trucks. That would drive everybody's fuel costs up. If all plane seats had to be this size, the plane would only be able to hold 1/3 of the passengers. All of our tickets would cost 3 times as much. So I'm not going to say that I don't think we should be more accommodating. I'm going to say I know we should not be more accommodating. We should not accept this. Don't encourage bad behavior. If you look like this, I'm not going to take you out to eat. If I had seen you out in my eating spot out there at the Mexican joint sitting at the bar, I would be nice and I would talk to you. And I would probably calmly say, that I do have a prejudice against obesity. But if I seen you at the donut shop, I would probably lay into you. I think there should be government regulations. Donut shop, the front door should only be 26 inches wide. Yeah, you can have a donut, but you got to send your little girl in there to get it for you. And so I was telling you in that movie yesterday that there's some places where Jerome really went minimalized in his interpretation. And this is where he says, it's Seuss. This never pronounces E-T. It just replaces it with a vav. It's either a W or a and Seuss. And the pig, why come? The Q-U really gets a W, a Y, why come? And why come means because in Boone language. You'll hear it out your little girl's mouth. It's time for you to go to bed. Why come? Why do I have to go to bed? Because, and the pig, because ungulum divided. The hoof is divided, but non-ruminant, and does not chew the cuds. And he didn't put therefore it is unclean. He saved that all up for put them all in a column. But this word, non-ruminant, this comes from the word rumen, is the neck. No neck at is what that says. You got no neck. And you can't put a yoke on a creature with no neck. Pigs ain't good for pulling your plow. Why in the hell did you raise a pig anyway? Because they're good to eat. If you weren't supposed to eat the pig, why did the Latins use the biblical word for this? The base of sustenance, substance. This is what feeds our nation. This is the major part of your diet, your what sustains you, the Seuss, the pig. Hell yeah, we're supposed to eat pig. We're not supposed to look like them. A fat pig is beautiful. She might have an identity crisis. Don't encourage it. It's defective genes. Don't assist it in breeding. And anybody says, how could he say that? Just go ahead and put it down to childhood traumatization. I was traumatized as a child. But yeah, this is what the drome looks like over here. I say that the E-T, just replace it with the vav, and you see the same thing, the key over here, the and over here in the Hebrew, it's just the vav is where the and comes from. And it doesn't even mean the and. Sometimes it just means what. It means to point the finger at. But actually, this isn't even the pig. You'll see the pig over here in the Hebrew. You see it over here, and having cloven hoof, it's the same word, W-S-S-O-S-S-O, where the Seuss come from. But this is a W-S-U-S, was us. We were the pigs. Why come when call 'em? Who comes when call? A divvied at, to separate, to divvied at, non-ruminant, no neck. And that's where your word remain come from. There's nothing left. When the pigs come to eat, and they divvy it up, there's nothing left. And that's what the cud is, it comes back up and chew it again. The pigs ate it all, there's nothing left, nothing remaining to chew again. And this why come when call 'em. When call 'em, that's a nail or a hoof shape, something specifically this shape cut out of a cone, to hoof it, hoof it on over here to carry the horse. And it's where your word goyim come from. It's the when goes, when the go is, the nail, the hoof, the finger, the toe. And a common column, is to hoof it on over there. And was us who come, because when column divvied at, column to get your share. And so they wasn't calling pig, was calling food time. I got sustenance, food here. The dinner bell rang, It's sus, it's food. Who come when column divvied at, and none remain it. And you see, he really minimalized it. Usually the Hebrew is the smallest, and the Greek takes almost twice as much, and the Latin took 3 times as much, but it's kind of reversed backwards here. And so this Hebrew word for doesn't chew the cud, this is renegotiate. That's where your word renegotiate come from. It's a renigger. R-E, the L, not N, L, but N. Re-na, and the I-G-R, renigger. And what it means is, he chewed it and let his stomach think he was going to get it, and then reneged on the deal. If you're playing spades and you play off suit and then come back and trump, you done reneged. You done renegotiated the deal. And what don't chew the cud, it's reading with this E over here. The EU is who. And I tell you, the Vav A, V-A reads as the te, dead, in feminine, T-E-D-E. And this is the edage renigger. Is what you ate, edage. What has been eaten and reneged. The stomach thought it was going to get it and missed out. You done renegotiated the deal, gave it back to the mouth to chew for some more. I think that was Donald Trump's #1 rule in his book, always renegotiate when you got the upper hand. And the mist will come, M-E-S-T-E. The mist will come. It's unclean. He done pissed on you. Unclean is you. The mist will come. And you can see over here in the Greek, this gives a good idea of what kata means, category. And put this in the category, a caterage on, and to gather it, don't, D-O-N-T, don't, odd of them in, things you shouldn't gather. But to kill the pig, that's the win, that's the mark of time, when audi. What on, when audi, and it comes that time. A ditch'll lay a plentive. A ditch'll lay a plentive too. Plenty, the plenty of them in the ditch. The ditch'll lay a plentive too. And on which is they, on which as, of less. What of to ouch? What of to ouch hurts, that not out, that's hot, what ought to ouch on age, as you get older. Am here a kissin', am here a kissin', a mirror, that place, and to kiss 'em on the neck. A cater don't auto them in. It's something you shouldn't eat. To cater, to serve. A serve don't auto them in. What on when audi? Hey, time has come, time for a party. What's on? What's on when audi? That time when audi a ditch lay a plentive too, whatever the ditch is full of, and on which is they, on which has of less. And maybe it's talking about less toes, 4 toes. What the poor people eat, on which is they, on which has of less. What oughta ouch on age, what oughta hurt when you get older. The mirror kiss 'em on, him here a kiss 'em on, a caters on. To what of 'em in. So in the Latin, this word for unclean, It wasn't here. The neck, the cud is up here, from here, a kiss them, that place where you kiss them on, the neck at. And then this next word, it starts with an A, and so it really reads backwards, And from here, a kiss them any, a kiss them any, a trade. She is unclean, any a trade. And cat, the Katout, a cat out of them, a cat out of them, trade them a cat. And when you're trading coons, you have to leave one foot on it. You have to leave one paw, one hoof, so somebody knows you're not feeding them a cat. It's hard to tell the difference between a cat and a coon. Anything that you were trading, and it's a no trade, TRADE, a trade, a cat out of them in. And I think there'd be some recognizable phrases here in the Hebrew too. And it's plainly talking about your government, and the VA, reads as a DE or TE, a debt. And the debt each is their K. K is because, and it's why. The debt each is their why. In the Spanish would be for K, why and because, the same word. Or K, tell me why this is okay. The reason why this is K. And from presperse, SPRSE. And so, disperse is what the government's giving away all that money, they're dispersing it, the swine, and debt each is K. From presperse is that money he gave away last year just to get in office, He done dispersed that money before he ever got there. You starting off in the hole. And like I say, the VA reads as a TE, and the double E, the second E reads as a I, it. So that's the way they're reading it too. And from presperse it. And then, the T and then the HU, who's Seuss, who's the pig. And offers, OFRS, the offers who, HU, the who edge read nigger, one who does chew the cud, or the editor of the books, the edge read nigger. The mist'll come, THM, them is AE reading as a ES, and the TELKM, the mist'll come. And if you change some of the reading directions here, it's the debt each is now the debt rise, the RIZE, the debt rise each is and the kiss, the KISIR, the kisser palm prissy priss, the kisser palm prissy priss, the queen, and the height, the double E reading is the HI and the TE again, the height whose Seuss of the pig offers, on top of the pigs. And who et, ETA, the feminine, and who et grenarchy, a GRENARGI or CHI. That's why Greenland ain't green. It's part of the Grenarchy, the Greenwich Village. And who Edda, and the feminine of Grenarchy, Archie, that's the same place where the word Reggie come from, Reginald, Royal, and the Grenarchy, and the other way, a girth, a GRTHM, a girtham, and the Royal surrounds them, a girtham, a girtham mess, to MES and T, a mess to come, to eat, a mess to come, a girtham, a mess to come. And so you see several words in here that prove my case about the theory of the VA reading as a T or a DE. And you see it here, the AE reads as the ES, and the girth is where they're getting this is from. You see the same word here, now it's the it. As soon as, because this is the double E now, and it changes to the I. This letter changes around. The E's and the A's on the end of word change them, and then the TE, and is it. That's why they come up with it here. But hidden in the secret code, when we read the next word backwards after the septum mark. And debt rises, each is her, kiss her pum, pris, and hide, HIDE, and hide who's a souse offers. Who pedigree, you got your pedigree and you got your ETA, ETA, the feminine, who agree. And a green arch, a grenarch, GRENARCHY, a grenarchy. Girtham, to surround 'em is. A grenarchy, girtham is. A girtham mistilcum. A mistilcum is what will happen. And in the Greek over here, there's another word that I missed that starts with the A. So when this changes this to no trade, no trade. If you don't leave a foot on it so I can tell what I'm eating, it's got to have, the meat's got to have a bone in it for me. I don't eat mystery meat, or it's a no trade deal. It's unclean to me, unclear. I don't know what it is. And so you have to leave some knuckles on it, a nux, N-U-X, of nux. And a nux is they, a nux as. Whatever its hand is, that's what the rest of it is. The law of nuxy nux, or no trade, is on. Of less, so what of to ouch. It's going to hurt. You're going to get less if you don't leave the nux on your squirrel. And this is the law of the Cajun, of a K, O-V, thou shalt not. And the K-I-E-J. The Cajun, law of Cajun. That's where they get this takes from. The not comes from this of. And what ought to of a Cajun? What ought to of? This is what you should have did. What ought to of a Cajun? And a mere, is a part. The first part, then the premiere. The first part, a mere, a part. And a part to kiss 'em on. No trade, a cat out of 'em in. So word is, if you don't leave the hoof on your pork, you could substitute pork with humans and people wouldn't know the difference. And it's something I think about daily when that little weather girl comes on. She's a little chunky. I think about wiping barbecue sauce all over her. And was us why come when column divvied at, and none remain at. I think that means to take all. And I'm going to cut this off here. Good day.